Hi, this is Greenblock here. This is not my normal topic that I go over in this channel. However, today there is a severe weather threat for New England, so I'm going to be covering that. Okay, thank you, Game of Freaks, for commenting that. Um, we have a slight risk of severe weather in New England, including parts of western Massachusetts, all of Vermont, parts of western New Hampshire, and parts of eastern New York right now. This includes a 2% tornado risk for the areas that are mentioned, plus a 15% wind risk for areas that are mentioned, and a 15% hail risk as well for those areas. So that's what I'm gonna cover today. Let's look at the satellite quickly. We still have some areas of sun, but few and far between. The clouds actually become scattered as you go down into southern New England. Right now, we don't really have that many storms in the region except for in northern New England, near the Vermont New York border. Most of these are associated with Orion, and we have 1 inch hail on most of these warnings. Oh, 1.25 inch hail has been observed near Stowe. Okay, 1.25 inch has been observed near Stowe. But, oh, this one has a tornado possible attack over here near St. Albans, going towards Bakersfield, Montgomery, and Lowell in Vermont. I don't see much rotation with this. However, if you're in this warning, please make sure that you're inside and away from windows. Okay, there's actually a new severe thunderstorm warning near Saratoga Springs in New York, going up towards Glens Falls, Argyle, and Granville. All these locations are in New York, I believe. Where is the state line? Okay, all those locations are in New York, I believe. I can't really get a good picture on radar of this storm near Stowe, so I don't really know what's going on, but Canadian radar says that there's some hail nearby, as shown. Let's see. Here's a draw tour, as shown here. Is hail. So, so we're definitely getting hail, and so far, 1 and a quarter inch sized hail has been reported there. Otherwise, we have some. Okay. Otherwise, we have some areas in which We have severe thunderstorms. However, the threat of a tornado is very unlikely at this point in time. Okay, this one back here near Shelburne, uh, Vermont, has been upgraded to a 1.25-inch hail warning box. However, it's so close to a radar that we don't yet know if there's actually that sized hail on it by radar. We also have a storm back near Rome, New York, with pin with nickel-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds heading north towards Ohio, New York, Prospect, New York, and Forestport, New York. We also have a mesoscale discussion for heavy rainfall, in which it says that some of these storms can produce 1 to 2 inches of rain in an hour, and mentions that there might be 3-inch totals possible in this region, extending all the way from south of Montreal in Quebec all the way over to western New Hampshire and most of the east chunk of New York and the whole state of Vermont. Okay, that covers it for right now. However, we have traffic cameras in this region. Right now, let's see if we have one near Saratoga Springs in New York. Saratoga Springs. Okay, let's see. That one is looking at the ground. That one is looking at the ground. This one is showing some of the sky. Here is a live view from Saratoga Springs, New York. It's not very windy, but it might get windy in a second. However, we can come back to that. Let me find a better one. Okay, there are wet roads near Saratoga Springs. However, the sun is out and shining, so please be mindful of driving in this weather. Okay, new special weather statement has been issued for penny-sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour winds near Northville, which is west of Saratoga Springs. We also have some storms entering western Massachusetts near Pittsfield. However, these storms are supposed to be weak as of right now, so there's almost nothing in southern New England right now. All the action is up towards the north near the Vermont-Quebec border. Let's check in back in on this observed 1.25-inch hailstorm in near Stowe, Vermont. Yeah, there's definitely hail in that. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Also, other than New England, we do have a enhanced risk back here in Texas, which is a level 3 out of 5. This is for Fort Worth, McKinney, Dallas, Silver Springs, Texarkana, Sherman, and Idabel, Oklahoma. This is because of a 5% tornado risk extending all the way from Woodridge, Oklahoma, down through Oklahoma City to Ada, McKinney, Dallas, and Fort Worth. And we have a fifth, actually 30% wind risk of a significant wind risk possible here through Texarkana, Dallas, Fort Worth, McKinney, Denison. We also have a 15%, a 30% hail risk with a chance of significant hail, which is 2 inches or bigger, and a 10, 15% around that, extending all the way from Uvalde all the way over to Hot Springs, Arkansas, all the way back through Woodward, Oklahoma. Okay, am I still live? Okay, so oh, new severe thunderstorm warning near Mayfield, New York, going off towards Bolton and Lawrenceburg, which is near Glens Falls, just west of Glens Falls. This is for quarter-sized hail and 60 miles per hour winds, and that expires in an hour. Checking back down on the storms near the Massachusetts state line in Chatham and Claremont, New York. These storms are still weak, but there is some potential that they might develop into stronger storms later in the day. Back up here near the Quebec border, the Canadian border, we still have the tornado possible tag on this storm near the border, near St. Albans in Vermont. Although there's not much rotation with this, still please be away from windows and inside up there near St. Albans, Vermont, Montgomery, Vermont, and Bakersfield, Vermont. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning east of Utica going towards Norway. This one looks interesting. Let's see. Doesn't have much rotation in it, but there's definitely hail on that storm. This is one for quarter-sized hail and 60 miles per hour winds going towards Norway and Stratford in New York. So we definitely have severe weather in the region, which will make its way towards northern New England, especially through Vermont. Um, what else is there to talk about right now? We also have a Chase Lu in Lee, Massachusetts. He's trying to position themselves in front of a storm coming from Catskill up towards Pittsfield, Waynesboro, Adams, and Cheshire in Massachusetts. However, that is going to be when that is going to be in the next hour. The storm currently has. Okay, I don't have the current radar scan. Okay, I do have a current radar scan. It doesn't update it for the last 3 minutes though. The severe thunderstorm watch has been shrunk down again. Let's see if it works. Which one Gaming with Squeaks? Uh, okay. Oh, we have a news. Oh, what? 1.75-inch hail has been observed near Morristown, Vermont. Weather spotters reported golf ball-sized hail at Smuggler's Notch. So this warning has been increased to golf ball-sized hail, and that is near Morristown, Vermont, going off towards Craftsbury, Burlington, Interstate 91. Let's see. We have 1 inch hail down here. We have 1 inch hail of a tornado possible up near St. Albans. Okay, the warning near Burlington has been allowed to expire. Okay, I might have to reload otherwise. Okay, sorry for the technical issues. Okay, is my stream still live? Okay, it's letting in again. Excuse the brief interruption. Okay, it's taken a while. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to another one that I haven't used in a while. Yep, that works better. Okay, we have 1.25, 1.75 inch hail near Morristown, going towards Craftsbury, Irisburg, Sutton, in Vermont. Let's see if it loads again. Okay, it has loaded yet again. Oh, we have a severe thunderstorm warning near Salt Lake City, Utah. Actually, near the town of Opal, Utah, that is 60-mile-per-hour winds, which have been observed, and ping pong ball sized hail over in Utah. We have we have a severe thunderstorm near Stowe and Morristown, which is heading off towards Craftsbury and Glover, and that has ping pong ball sized hail as reported from the top of a mountain around there. We also have this one, which is moving towards the Canadian border near St. Albans, which has 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail, which is moving towards Richford, Montgomery in Vermont, and Georgeville in Quebec. Checking in down near Albany. We have this storm, which is near Craverack. We have decently heavy rain near Craverack going north towards Pittsfield, Waynesboro, New Ashford, and Adams in Massachusetts, as well as Chatham and Ghent in New York. We have an expanded severe thunderstorm watch going all the way from Shrewsbury, New York, down here, all the way up through Albany, Schenectady, Troy, Burlington, and Montpelier in Vermont, Londonderry in Vermont, and into New Hampshire, Lebanon, Keene, Berlin, and Northumberland, all included in this. Um, okay. Um, we have a spot in Neil Reese still. Reed Buchanan. Let's see. Nothing has changed as far as I see. The one near Utica still has a quarter-sized tail. The one near Glen Falls has quarter-sized tail, and the one near Montpelier still has quarter-sized tail. We have this one near Morristown, Vermont, which has ping pong ball-sized tail, which has been observed by trained spotters. As of 3:58, which is 10 minutes ago. We have this one which is moving up towards the Canadian border. Sorry for the technical issues today. Okay, here it goes. I'm using the radar in Montreal to get around the mountains. Um, we have strong. We have a bow echo going towards Montgomery. However, we still have weak velocities, and this is going towards Montgomery, Jay, Vermont, North Troy, and Stansted, Quebec, as well as Derby and Derby Line in Vermont. We also have this one back near Waterbury, Vermont, which is producing 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. It looks good on. It looks like there is hail, but on the storm. However, I'm viewing it from the radar in Montreal since this mountains that are blocking the American radar from that. Well, one near Morristown is right over Morristown going towards Garfield, North Wolcott, and Craftsbury, Vermont. Okay, looking back down near Albany again. Let's see. Willard Road? Okay, the storm near Craverack is near Craverack down there. There's a storm near Russia, New York. Criticized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We also have the storm near Glens Falls, which is producing what? 1.75-inch hail? 1.75-inch hail, which is ping pong ball sized hail, is heading towards Glens Falls and Bolton, New York. So we have two ping pong ball sized hail warnings active. One in New York and one in Vermont. Okay, what else? I do have. Okay, let's see how that one in Morristown is. It's still, that one in expires in 3 minutes. However, I think it will be extended something like this towards Glover and Bolton in Vermont, as well as Craftsbury and Albany, Vermont. Actually, it's heading more north towards Stansted and Newport. Stansted, Quebec, and Newport, Vermont, I mean. We also have this near near Montgomery, Vermont, which is going up towards the Canadian border. Vermont Route 105, Vermont Route 242J, and North Troy in Vermont, going up towards the Quebec border, up towards Quebec. We have this storm back here down near Glens Falls, which is producing ping pong ball sized hail, which is going towards Bolton, Glens Falls, Granville, and Wells, which I'm keeping an eye on. We also have three storms back here near the radar, which are not warned yet, but might become stronger in the next few scans. We have Okay, they have extended it as a what? They've extended this more. Okay, so they no longer think that there is ping pong ball sized hail on this storm near Craftsbury, Vermont. However, they downgraded it to penny sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour winds, which is going towards Albany, Coventry, Orleans, and Morgan, Vermont. We also have this Bell Echo, which has been the severe thunderstorm warning for this has been dropped. However, it's still going towards Montgomery, North Troy, Vermont, Compton, and then eventually Compton, Quebec. So we officially have no severe thunderstorm warnings in Vermont anymore. So I'm going to refocus down here near Glens Falls where we still have a ping pong ball sized hail on the storm near Glens Falls. Let's see if we can get any traffic cameras in that vicinity. Okay, we have this one near Upper Sherman Avenue in Queensbury. So far, I don't see anything significant. Traffic is good flowing. We we can see the storm back behind the in the background. However, we don't have a good view of this storm just yet. There, north of Glens Falls. Actually, west of Glens Falls. I have a camera south of Glens Falls where we have wet roads, so please be careful while driving in the vicinity of Queensbury, New York, or just west of Glens Falls, New York, just because of the possibility of changing road conditions and ping pong ball sized hail. Okay. Coming back to Vadal, we have actually the ping pong ball sized hail is probably down New Corniff, going towards Wilton and Glens Falls. We also have storms in front of us. Actually, new severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, which have been observed near Montgomery, going towards Jay, Vermont, Western Vermont, North Troy, Vermont, Newport, Center, Vermont, Newport, Vermont, and Derby and Stansted, Quebec. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Vermont up there. However, the main focus is now back on New York. A storm near Kenton, Chatham, New York is still moving up towards Canaan and New Lebanon in New York, Pittsfield in Massachusetts, and Waynesboro in Massachusetts. We also have a storm near Schenectady, which is under the radar, so I can't see what that is doing. And I have a storm back here near Norway, which is producing quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds going off towards Stratford and area out of New York. We also have this ping pong ball-sized hail making its way into Wilton and Glens Falls, New York. So let's try to get a traffic camera again. Near there. Should be this traffic camera. Which will give us the best view. No, this is kind of bad view because it's too blurry, but we have this one in Queensbury, New York, between exits 19 and 18 on the New York State Freeway. Let's see if we see anything. Almost nothing has changed since the start of since we first looked at this camera. However, we do have the crowds starting to come into there. The hail is moving towards West Glen Falls, Virginia, Fort Edward in New York. Checking back up here near Montgomery and Troy, Vermont. Montgomery and Troy, Vermont. The region edge of this QLCS is pushing off towards the border, so it should be no threat to many places anymore in Vermont. Okay. The storm near Stratford is still at one quarter-sized tail. The storm here is still at ping pong ball sized tail going towards Wilton. Okay, this one has a good view of the storm. Okay, I'm going to put the camera here for a while since this storm looks kind of interesting. You can see the storm back here. It has a it looks pretty good in the back of the stream. We are right in the path of this hill course, so we might have some hill on stream in a little bit. Traffic is still good flowing, the roads are wet though, so be be careful and safe if you're out towards there. Okay, what else? Okay, let's go back to radar since, yeah, it's approaching slowly, but I don't think that we'll miss anything if I go quickly back to radar to check. Yeah, the hill course near Wilton going off towards Fort Edward, New York, Rupert, New York, Argyle, New York. We also have Wisdom back near Chadman, Kent, New York, going off towards West Stockbridge, Richmond, Pittsfield, Waynesboro, and Cheshire in Massachusetts. We also have storms in front of us. Storm in Adams, which might be producing heavy rain over Mount Greylock, which is right here. We also have, okay, the hill is entering Wilton. Okay, so Wilton. Okay, Wilton. Okay, not really a good view back there. This one has a better view of the storm. Well, you can really see the storm starting to come in, into Wilton, New York. This is a live traffic camera feed at, at exit 17 of the New York Freeway. You can see the storm back there in the distance. It's starting to rain a little bit heavier here. Let's check back on radar. Wow, is that what I think it is? We are starting to have a hook with a little bit of rotation near Saratoga Springs, New York. However, it's not strong enough where I would be concerned. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning for this storm with 1.5-inch hail, which is ping pong ball sized hail going towards Greenwich, Cambridge, Glastonbury, Vermont, Arlington, Vermont, Sunderland, Vermont, Rupert, Vermont, and Granville, New York. And that expires in an hour. That is because of Storm Neil Wilton, which we are watching on this traffic camera here. Okay, you can start to see where the hill core is. Okay. Let me take a break and for a quick second and review with this radar screen up, but zoomed out. Okay, actually we have this special weather statement for nickel-sized hail going towards Montpelier, Gale, Vermont, Orange, Vermont, Marshfield, Vermont, Cabot, Vermont, Randolph, Vermont, and Rochester, Vermont. We also have a storm near Mansfield, Pennsylvania that just got severe warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We still have we have a severe thunderstorm warning in Wyoming and a couple in Texas. However, I'm going to review with a focus on New England since that's a point of restraint. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back and we are still live. Okay, just confirming I'm still live. Okay. Um, we have this. Okay. Actually, since I've been gone, we have this new special weather statement for 55-mile-per-hour winds near Dulwichaville, New York, Fort Wayne, New York, Sharon, New York, and Seward, New York. We also have these storms back over near Greenville, New York, and Auschwitz, New York. We also have some storms back over in western Massachusetts, but these are less than severe at this moment. However, our main focus is going to be this storm near Glens Falls, which still has big hail on it. Let's see. We are finally seeing some heavy rain coming in here at this camera near Glens Falls, New York. So we might see some hair or some costs slowing down. Actually, that's just rain. That's heavy rain. You'll getting some winds. Actually, a lot of rain. A lot of really heavy rain here near Fortsville, New York. Okay, I'm gonna reposition the camera down further here to see what I see. Actually, that was the best camera. Okay, we are definitely getting heavy rain. There might also be some hail in it, but it's not large enough to see on this traffic camera, which is at New York State Freeway at exit 17, which is near Glens Falls, New York. We still have a warning box for ping pong ball sized hail, but I believe that the ping pong ball sized hail is not up near Bolton, but it is instead near Saratoga Springs. But that's my opinion, and we have some severe thunderstorm warnings, actually, special weather statement in effect for Burlington, Vermont, and Marshall, Vermont. For ping pong, actually, um, not ping pong ball size, but actually nickel sized hail near Montpelier, Roxbury, Brookfield, Vermont, and Ball, Vermont. We also have earstorms up near the Canadian border, near Craftsbury, Vermont, Bolton, Vermont, but these are only producing 1 inch quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We also have this warning back near Ohio, New York for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. But that is out of the scope of my stream for today. Um, we have some storms near Florida Mass going up towards Marlborough, Vermont, and Putney. However, these are unlikely to be severe at this point in time. But we have some storms that might become like one in Glen Falls, which are developing near Maya, New York, and actually Malta, New York, and Mount Lake, as well as south of Schenectady. We also have some storms down near Poughkeepsie, and actually new mesoscale discussion has just come out. Just saying that because of the destabilized lapse rates and the presence of CAPE, we might have tornadoes up to 95 miles per hour, but some tornadoes. 55 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail to ping pong ball-sized hail possible. We've already seen ping pong ball-sized hail up near Stowe, Vermont, and down near Saratoga Springs, New York. Let's check back on this cameras near Glens Falls to see what the weather is like there. Where that hill is. Okay, that's very poor winds. We definitely have fast winds. I don't know how fast the winds are, but they seem to be fast because of the rain curtains moving through this camera's field of view. However, I'm gonna check back on that after I go see it again. Okay, that hill core has diminished a bunch. So, okay, they have. Okay, they haven't extended it yet. We have some cells near West Stockbridge right now, going up towards Pittsfield, Windsor, Dalton, Savoy, and Charlemont in Mass. Okay, no, but these are likely to stay subsevere as it moves through that region. New Stratford is good. New Bolton. Okay. This warning is going to expire in 5 minutes, so I don't expect them to issue another one. We might have an extension of the severe thunderstorm watch into Berkshire, Franklin, and Hampden counties soon, but I don't think that will be within the next 20 minutes or so. Okay, am I still live? Okay, it seems like I am still live. Thank you, whoever liked the stream. That really helps. Going back toward in Pennsylvania, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning near Mansfield. That is going towards Roseville, Sylvania, Richbury, Pennsylvania. We also do have storms back here in Texas and Oklahoma that are starting to go. However, none of these are really expected to be that tornadic today as compared to yesterday. However, there's a new tornado watch for the OKC Metro that includes Norman, Shawnee, Oklahoma City, Durant, Fort Townsend, Wichita Falls, Texas, Elk City, Oklahoma, and all the areas south of Stillwater in Oklahoma. Oh, new extension of a severe thunderstorm warning up towards Elmira, New York. Just east of Corning, New York, if you don't know where that is. It is 4. 60-mile-per-hour winds, and it expires in 1 hour. We also have a new extension of a special weather statement for Johnstown, New York, for 55-mile-per-hour winds with a cell near Springfield, and we also have an upgrade to the one near Glens Falls. The one near Glens Falls has been allowed to expire, so the and the one south of Glens Falls is still active, and that includes Ping Pong Ball Stadium that's headed towards Salem, Newport, Dorset, and Sunderland. Sunderland, Vermont, to be specific. We also have these up here near the Canadian border. Most of the storms have gone past the Canadian border and are now in Quebec, just southeast of Montreal. However, they're heading off towards Sherbrooke, Quebec, so if you're in Sherbrooke, Quebec, watch out. We also have a special weather statement for Montpelier, Vermont for nickel-sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, what else? Okay, we have some spotters in this area also. We have Reed Buchanan, Hugh and Lee. We also have Nicholas Roderick here in Utica. No, just north of Troy. This storm heading off towards Glens. Actually, there's a new flood advisory for Stony Creek, Johnsburg, and Lawrenceburg in New York. We have flood warnings now for Lincoln, Vermont, and Shelburne, Vermont. Okay, down here near Saratoga Springs, we still have hail going off towards Salem, New York, and Sandgate, Vermont. Let me see if I can get a camera further east near Salem, New York. I got one here in just west of Greenwich in Schuylerville, but I can't see it currently. We have rain and dew in Massachusetts finally. However, these storms are supposed to be western severe, but the storms behind it we don't really know about currently, since you're still developing. We have a storm near Elmira, New York, with 60-mile-per-hour winds going off towards Erin and Horsehead, also in New York. We have a new special weather statement for 55-mile-per-hour winds near Johnsville and Johnstown and Rensselaer near Springfield, New York. Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Montpelier, Vermont. That is for 40 size tail and 55 mile per hour winds going towards Barnett and Groton in Vermont. Let's see if I can get any cameras up there near Groton, Vermont. That's a good view of the sky. We have Newbury, we have Cabot. Nope, we don't really have any good views of that storm, unfortunately. But that's going off towards Squatin and Monroe, moving at 15 miles per hour east. Alright, I'm gonna give a regional overview for a second until I see something new. How's everybody enjoying this stream? I cannot believe that I've been live for an hour currently. I might have mistimed myself going live, however I wanted to get out the stream. As this as these storms moved through New England, however, I didn't expect it to move as slowly. The severe thunderstorm warning near J has just expired, so we are now left with a severe thunderstorm warning near Barton, Vermont, going off towards Westmore, Island Pond, Colebrook, Vermont, and Pittsburgh in New Hampshire, and eventually towards Maine, going back towards southern New England and New York. Um, we have this storm still pushing through Glens Falls and the area surrounding that, going off towards Salem at 30 miles per hour. There is ping pong ball sized hail on that storm. We have a storm near Arietta and Johnstown in New York, which is going okay. Am I still alive? Yep, I'm still alive. Hmm, interesting. It's a severe thunderstorm warning act here in Louisiana. We actually have some cameras in West Stockbridge, Massachusetts. Vital Live. Here's a live look at West Stockbridge. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I'm going to reload that. Okay, might have to. Actually, I know what I can go over quickly. There are new risks that have been issued since it is past 4 o'clock p.m. and I started over an hour ago, so let's go over the new risks for today in New England. Let me see. Why isn't it loading? Okay, I'm just confused why it isn't loading. Okay, we still have a 2% tornado risk in western New England. We still have a 15% wind risk in western New England, and we still have a 15% hail risk in western New England. Okay, nothing has changed for all risks today. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this app. Okay, I'm going to switch over to I'm going to try to switch over to Adegradal quickly. Okay, that's better. Just as I expected. There's New Montpelier. I can't see without Canadian radar, so that's a bad thing about this app. It doesn't have Canadian radar just yet. However, I can see the storms near Manchester Centre or near Glens Falls. Still going off with ping pong ball size there. We still have a quarter-inch hail near Johnstown. You also have 0.75-inch hail near up to 0.75-inch hail near Elmira, New York, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let me try to cross some of these because that might be what is doing it. Okay, that's what I was doing it. I was using too many tabs. Okay, that should be better. Okay, that's better. So we have some storms moving through Lenox and Richmond, Mass, which have heavy rain but are not severe. We also have a line back near Stuyvesant, New York, as well as Hudson, New York, which might become severe eventually. We also have this ping pong ball sized tail near Saratoga Springs. And we have Canadian rail. Special weather statement has been dropped for Eden and Johnson in Vermont. We still have a special weather statement back here near Plainville, Peach and Barnett, Monroe, and Lyman, Vermont, with a small line which is located just west of Groton, going towards Wales. Eventually, it'll go over into New Hampshire near Concord, Lyman, Lisbon, Llandaff, Bath, and Woodsville, New Hampshire. We are starting to have storms start back near Kent, Kent, Connecticut, as well as storms. Okay, we got an update on the storm. Okay, that makes more sense. The storm east of Glens Falls has been downgraded to quarter-sized hail going off towards Newport and Dorset, Manchester Centre in Vermont. We have flood warnings and advisories in effect. Montpelier is in the flash flood warning. Charlotte, Vermont is in a flash flood warning. Warrensburg, Johnsburg, and Stony Creek are in a flash flood advisory. Actually, flood advisory. Fallsport. Okay, something changed. Fallsport, Steuben, and Trenton are in a flash flood warning. Back here near Elmira, New York, we still have a cell which is right over Elmira going towards Baltimore, Maine, Nanticoke, Whitney Point Triangle, and Greene, New York. That's going to go underneath a radar, so we are going to lose sight of that for a couple of minutes. We have some possible hail near Pittsfield. On the storm near Pittsfield. Let me check. Nah, we might have some hail, but it's likely that it's just small hail near Pittsfield. Okay. Uh, we have a storm east of Poughkeepsie going towards Walling, Goshen, Torrington, and Litchfield in Connecticut. We have an update to the severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, they just downgraded the wind on the severe thunderstorm watch to 65 mph winds. That makes slightly more sense, considering that the main threat is now out of this area. There's supposed to be storms back in Georgia that are supposed to be firing off, but there's no sign of them. But we have a storm near El Dorado, Arkansas, with ping pong ball sized tail going towards Monticello and Ricky, Arkansas. Okay, okay. Um, we have we have the cell over near Sleepy Hollow Lake, Stuyvesant, and Stockport, which is going towards Kent after it's West Stockbridge and Stockbridge, which we might be able to see on a camera eventually. He got this downgrade already. Um, Nothing in this line seems tornadic, so that's good. We also have this line heading towards St. Johnsbury and Whittleton in Vermont and New Hampshire. We also have these severe thunderstorms heading up towards Morgan and Norton, and eventually into northern New Hampshire and southern Quebec. Okay, I just want to see what the storm down near Stockport is gonna do. But I might have to go to dinner soon, so I would say that I have to end the stream in about 30 minutes to go to dinner.
Okay, we have storms in western Massachusetts which are becoming a little bit stronger. However, we are supposed to stay below severe limits. We have a storm near Salem and Cambridge that is going towards Manchester Center, Vermont. I'm interested in this one near Stockport and Coxsahachie just because it looks like it could be one of the more powerful ones that are going to Western Massachusetts later today. Um, and one chaser, Reed Buchanan, has a good spot for that storm. We also have a special weather statement that was just issued, which is actually a gust front warning for a gust front that is going from Cobleskill to Denson to West Glenville to Schenectady, which is approaching Troy and Albany at a fast pace. That was just issued 5 minutes ago. We also have a thunderstorm near Salem, New York, and Rupert, Vermont. We also have this one back up here near Montpelier. We're just going towards Groton, Monroe, Lyman, Lisbon, Randolph, and Easton. Okay. What else? Okay. Let's refresh the radar app. Oh, here it is. Okay, they just put another warning on a storm near St. Johnsbury. They actually shrunk the warning box. So now it's Danville and St. Johnsbury is the only towns that are really in a warning that need to be concerned right now. We also have a shrunk warning near Bolton, Westmore, Stansted, Quebec, and Derby line going up towards Stewartstown and Pittsburgh. We also have the storms back near Albany. This one near Stuyvesant just has my attention. Because it looks like the strongest storm in the area. Back near Elmira, New York, we have a storm east of Elmira, which is exiting the warning box towards Boston and Spencer. So that is probably going to expire soon. You might have an extension of this severe thunderstorm watch into Berkshire County, Hampton County, and Franklin County, but that's not for another 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, new special weather statement near Vest Vestral for the storm near Barton and Nichols, New York, going towards Johnson City and eventually Binghamton. Or Binghamton. We also have some storms in southern Vermont. Near Danby, which should remain subsevere. We also have storms in northern Vermont, which is exiting towards Canada, towards Dixville, Quebec, and Pittsburgh, Quebec, and Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Um, we also have the storm near St. Johnsbury, which is about to cross the Connecticut into New Hampshire. We have the storm back near Cambridge and Salem, New York, which still has 1 inch hail associated with it, and the hail is probably somewhere near Greenwich, going towards Salem and Sandgate, and eventually Manchester, Vermont. We have these storms back near Canaan, New York. Plus, we have this 50-mile-per-hour wind warning for this boundary. this line of boundary showers near Schenectady. Okay, we I might end the stream soon since most of these severe thunderstorm warnings are either expiring or going to expire pretty soon. But I will start up another stream if I see something significant after my dinner. Okay, Greenbox is Greenbox signing off for the day. Actually, for this live stream. So see you on the next live stream.